Yes, I made it in. Can you hear me? Yeah, I need to use, Discord on my, like, browser. That's the only thing that would work. I have no idea because I haven't had any issues, but today happens to be the day. Exactly. Did I hear we're gonna get some Musty Flick tutorials? Maybe some highlights, though. Yep. Oh, mustard mustard flick. With oh, that's a good one. We could have done a oh, Senior Smith has a good question. With the YouTube stream as well, that's gonna stay up live, and you can throw it out into the Discord and at everyone as well. Just letting you know, you don't have to transfer everybody, but it just seems like Discord was gonna be a really easy way to do it, and there might just be issues today for some reason.
Hello? Oh my. There we go. Okay. Okay, just give me 2 seconds. Hello? Oh my. There we go. Okay. Now I can't get into Canva. Um, yep, I just got it too. Great. Yep, gotta swap computers now. Okay. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Great, awesome. Okay. Let's this. All right, you guys got my screen? Cool. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We're Kangaroo Esports. Whether this is your first time in this program or you've been here before, some things you're going to see are familiar. Some things may not be. So we're excited to share with you what we have for this upcoming season. This is our season kickoff. At any point, if you need to reach out to us, you can email us at kengarthesports@siuutah.org. And of course, you can message us through Discord. If you guys want a response from us, make sure you ping any one of us, and we'll try our best to get back to you. If you have any questions, a lot of it can be answered at our website, kengarthesports.org. Josh?
Yep. So
talk about our sponsor.
Yep. So these are the sponsors. Obviously, we love doing all of our sorts of events and opportunities and stuff like that, and we couldn't do it without all of our sponsors. We love providing no-cost opportunities to you guys, and so I just want you to know that whenever you see a Kangaroo Esports regional event or in-person event or the spring celebration, these are the people that make it possible. And so just give them a round of applause.
All right. So throughout the year, these are, the contacts that you're going to be working with. We're the KGE Esports team. So myself, I'm Anton Ho. I'm the esports program manager. I'll be a familiar face to a lot of you all as you go throughout the season. And then we've also got Josh Bach. If you want to introduce yourself?
Yep. As you know, as some of you may know, I took over Audrey Yoakum's position as the Director of Technology Education this past May. And so I have been doing my best to oversee KGE Esports as a program, its vision, and the trajectory it's heading in the future.
Great.
Josh
And
Watts.
then I'm Josh Watts. You guys have, some of you have met me last year. I was around this spring celebration as well. But I am doing the coding and cybersecurity. So the coding competitions at each of the invitationals will be my responsibility. So I'm excited for this year.
And if you have any questions about any of our programs, you can reach out to us directly via email. You can also contact all of us through the KGE Esports at sieuta.org email if you have any generic questions that you want to ask us. If you have any questions throughout our presentation, feel free to drop them in the chat box as we're going along. And then at the end, we'll come back and then we'll go through all of those questions or as we go on. So, Josh, do you want to talk a little bit about success in education?
Yeah. So as I mentioned with all of our sponsors, we love providing no-cost opportunities, but KGE Esports isn't the only program that we have. And so just as a little bit of a background, we are under the Success in Education Foundation. We are a nonprofit trying to serve every school district in the state of Utah with four core-based programs. Obviously, KGE Esports, but we also have Women Who Succeed, which is a women mentorship program. We have Road to Success, which is an elementary school literacy program, and Keys to Success, which is a college and career readiness program. Keys to Success is by far our most popular or our most used program. You guys might have seen it in your high schools throughout. We try our best to get into high schools and be there in person to help push these programs, but yeah, those are our four programs. If you have any questions or want to learn more about any of those programs, just go to sieuta.org and you can kind of get a rundown of the foundation and any of the programs that are involved.
If you guys are interested in applying for scholarship, Keys to Success app has loads and loads of scholarships on the app. So if you guys have your phone convenient and you want to download the app, take a peek at some of the scholarships that are on there. So a little bit about us, if you aren't familiar, the purpose of us is to create scholastic experiences through and beyond gaming. We create meaningful opportunities for students by connecting them with CTE career pathways like computer science, information tech, and digital media industries. And then we also support educators and local education agencies in Utah with resources to participate in equitably in our opportunities. So just some general information about the season. We're going to be offering 3 competitive titles in all of our events for the 24-25 season. This will be Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and Rocket League. And then the 3 major competitive opportunities are going to include the online competitive season, the regional invitational, and then the spring celebration. So the 24-25 season is going to look like this. This is all of it layered on top of each other. We've got the fall online season, which is going to start here in the next few weeks, which begins September. Which I think actually the preseason begins next week or the week after, Josh?
Next week.
Next week. Great. We'll have 2 weeks of that. And then continuing from there, October, November, and December is all fall online season with each regional event going at the same time. And then the spring season will look pretty similarly. So this is going to be our regional invitation schedule. These are confirmed dates. So USU Eastern is going to be October 11th, Utah Tech on November 15th, Slick on December 18th. Our Utah County Invitational is yet to be announced, but we're hoping to schedule it for January. And then the Weber State Invitational will happen February 13th. You all will be invited to participate in one of these, depending on which region you are in. Josh Watts, you want to talk a little bit about our tech challenges?
Yeah, so for those of you who competed in our last year's challenges, they will be looking similar with a beginner, intermediate, and advanced format, with being Blocks Pro, which is basically Scratch, HTML, and Python as the format. We are having Skillstruck revamp those challenges to make sure that they're fresh and that you will have a different experience from last year with the challenges. But we're excited for those to come out, but those will be offered at each invitational, as well as a final coding competition that is unrelated to your performance at the invitationals at the spring celebration. So the spring celebration last year featured a similar coding competition with the 3 tiers, and then a game project, which we had our teams create a small game. But we're looking in to see what will kind of provide the best challenge for our competitors this year. But be excited for the coding competitions if you're interested. Also,
Thanks, Josh.
we've got Summer Tech
Yeah.
Track, which last year we focused on 9 separate campuses. This year we're hoping to get around 10, and then you guys will get a lot of information. Obviously, that's next summer. We're just coming off this summer, but expect some information coming around the spring celebration or slightly before then.
Great, thanks, Josh. Fox, do you want to tell us about Play Versus?
Yes, sir. So, as you might know, and as you've seen some announcements in the last couple weeks, we've partnered with Play Versus to bring you guys some competitive online seasons. As there were some concerns about if you guys were going to have to pay some fees with Play Versus, but that is false. We, again, love to promote no-cost opportunities, and just like that, Play Versus and our competitive seasons will still remain no cost. The biggest change will be adopting Play Versus rule sets. Rocket League is going to stay fairly similar, Mario Kart fairly similar, and then Smash Bros is going to be a little bit different. More information about the specific rule changes is available in the playbook. But any other questions that you have after reading the playbook or anything like that, again, feel free to reach out to us and we can confirm or deny any questions. So, like we mentioned, we have our fall and spring online season. So the first fall season will start, again, like we mentioned, next week with preseason, and then it'll go into a regular season where you'll have about a match a week on select days. Again, more specific information about the schedule is on the Play Versus website and in the playbook. And then also, like we mentioned earlier, we'll be doing Super Smash Bros., Mario Kart, and Rocket League. But the biggest kind of change is last year we kind of had it where everyone could play everyone in the Rocket League or the Smash League or the Mario Kart League. But this year we're breaking it down by division. So every 1A, 4A school and independent school, which is charter, private, alternative, any school that's not recognized by UHSAA, is going to play in their own division. 5A, 6A schools are going to be playing in their own division, and middle schools and junior highs, as highly requested, are going to be playing in their own division. And so you'll play the season playing against teams in your own division, leading up to the division playoffs at the end of the fall season. I did just see a question. Will there be an award for winning the fall season? Mainly just bragging rights. This is basically the time to get your team set and that competitive experience going into the spring season. So we wanted to give our coaches a big enough time period to get your clubs onboarded, all of your teams set, all of your players set, everything, all of the kind of minute details set in stone, so that come time for spring, when it does matter, you'll be ready.
Great. Yeah. We will still have awards and medals, if that's also what you're asking for as far as awards for the fall season.
Yeah, so we will be recognizing every invitational winner and fall online season / spring online season winner at the spring celebration. So that's something to play for. Although it's not going to be as grand as the spring celebration, the fall season is really to get you ready for that spring season. So more of like an off season, but treat it as competitive as you would the spring. So that's a great segue into the spring season. So we're working with UHSAA to create a pilot season, an official pilot season, in collaboration with UHSAA and Play Versus. And so Every school doesn't have to specifically be a Kangaroo Esports Club or a UHSAA school, kind of like how we broke out the divisions in the last slide for the fall season. We're going to be doing something slightly similar. Based on all the participation in all the 3 different leagues, we might adjust the divisions so that it can remain a healthy competition. But the biggest things to note is that there isn't going to be any preseason, which is why I was kind of pressing on, participating in the fall so that you guys are ready for the spring. We're still working out what that could look like, and we're playing around with some ideas of trying to add a preseason in. But for now, it's basically when you get back from winter break, you'll be diving right into competitive play. So make sure you keep your details tuned in, or your mechanics and stuff tuned in. But it's going to be a slightly shorter season, 7 weeks, with 1 week of division playoffs. And the spring online season will be the only method of qualifying for the Spring Celebration statewide championships. So if you guys read the playbook that got released a week or so, or a couple weeks ago, the spring online season, this is where it matters. This is where it's going to determine whether or not you play in person at the University of Utah.
Great.
So you might be asking, what do playoffs look like? Like I mentioned, the spring division playoffs, it's going to be a single elimination top 16 bracket for each of the divisions. So I just saw a question. No qualifying through regionals. That's correct. Regionals and the invitational events are going to be standalone events. So we'll be awarding each winner of each invitational event and celebrating them at the spring celebration as well. But basically, if you win your region's invitational, you are that champion. Last year, it did get a little bit messy with kind of seeding teams and regional winners against teams in the online season. And so this should hopefully kind of keep it a little bit smoother, and plus it'll kind of mold all of you guys into how the UHSAA sanctioned season next year might run. But moreover than not, this season is more of a transition year to hopefully get you guys ready for when esports is officially sanctioned in the 25-26 year. But diving back into playoffs, again, top 16 teams for the division playoffs. So 1A, 4A schools and independent teams will play in a top 16. 5A, 6A schools might play in a top 16, and all the middle schools will play in a top 16. The top teams from each of those divisions will qualify for their spot in the Spring Celebration Championships, where we're going to combine all the divisions and put everyone against each other. The top teams from each division will be competing against each other online for the first half, all the way up to semifinals, kind of like last year, into a single elimination bracket again, into the in-person element at the Spring Celebration. So there's more details in the playbook, but that's on our website, right on the homepage. So, and again, if you have any more questions about it, please email us or talk to your advisor. But speaking of the Spring Celebration, I know everyone's favorite year. We are super excited to invite everyone to the Spring Celebration. Put it on your calendars. Last year, we hosted at the University of Utah Basketball Arena. We are planning to do the same. Those agreements are currently in talks. But last year, we had about 2,600 students attend, 100 schools represented. And one of the biggest parts was we had 40-plus workshops and booths at the Spring Celebration, from cybersecurity and coding competitions to drone innovation challenges to gaming industry panels and more. And one of our biggest hits was Sean Duras from SSG. He was super cool. I don't know if you guys got the chance to meet him, but he was a super chill guy. And we're looking to have more people, more companies, more everything like that, but hopefully better. Every year we want to try and get better and better and better. And if you guys look back a couple years to where we were to where we are now, we're constantly growing, and we love doing this for you guys. Again, everything we do is for you. And so we want to make this the best experience possible. And aside from all of the different booths and workshops and stuff like that, obviously there's the in-person playoffs element to it. And it is super exciting to see yourselves play on the Jumbotron, get some professional pictures taken of you while you're in the zone and stuff like that, and having a stadium cheer you on. So it's a super cool event, and it's not just for Kangaroo esports clubs. Anyone can go and participate. You don't have to be an esports club. You don't have to be literally anyone. Parents, students, you name it, you guys can all come. So invite anyone you want.
Great. Lastly, we're going to talk about game plan. So this is something that all of your teachers, your advisor is going to have access to. And some of the things that are on this are some like tutorials and guides. Roll this back. So right here, we've got like Rocket League, Fortnite. These courses contain a lot of training videos from a beginner all the way up to some technically advanced materials. So if you're looking to improve your skills, these courses are made by people who are in the esports industry, who are high-level players in each of these categories. So if you want to improve in any of these categories, getting on to game plan, talking to your instructor about how you can access these courses is going to be a huge help to you. We don't quite have Mario Kart or Super Smash Bros. As a course on here, but we're looking to see how we can get something on there for you. For the time being, we've got tons of esports titles that are on there, and you'll be able to access all of them once your instructors get you onboarded. So if they haven't quite got that set up yet, you can ask them about it. And yeah, there's also some other things that are on here too. They're not listed right here. Well, there's one right here, and that's streaming. So that also has a course. So if you're interested in learning how to set up a stream at home or at school, this will give you the total breakdown of how to do everything from beginning to end. There's also some other courses in there, which I won't get too much into. But if you were interested in knowing more, ask your instructor and get onboarded onto game plan.
So just a little bit of a plug. Like some of you may know, we do collaborate with the Special Olympics of Utah. Last year we had some Special Olympics or SOUT teams compete in Mario Kart. We're looking to do the same this year, and so if your school has unified athletes or wants to be a part of the Special Olympics of Utah aspect of the Kangaroo esports season, please reach out to either me, Josh Fox, or boston@sout.org. But there will be unified brackets at the Invitational in the spring celebration should the amount of teams that register for that is a healthy enough amount to have a good competition. If not, we'll just loop them into the brackets with everyone else, kind of like what we did last year. But if we have enough unified teams, we can create their own bracket. And so ideally, that's what we want to do. But again, if you guys have any knowledge about SUT at your school or any advisors that would love to participate in a program like this, Special Olympics of Utah is doing some great work. And they're not just in esports. They're doing a lot of traditional sports as well, like soccer, flag football, etc. But if you know anything or if your advisor knows anything and wants to be involved, please let me or Boston know.
Great. So here are some of the resources if you have any questions at all. So of course, refer to our playbook. That's probably got every answer you can have throughout the season. If it doesn't answer any questions, we've also got the KGE website. So any other materials you can find there. If you have any questions about game plan, you can reach out to your instructor and hopefully you can get onboarded on there as well. And then if you need help with play versus and your instructor or your advisor is not able to help you navigate that, there's some resources for them where they can reach out to a local rep and they can help them kind of navigate play versus and how you all can get your scores reported and stuff like that. Yeah, you have any other resources you want to share, Josh?
No, that pretty much covers it. Again, we love offering this stuff to you guys, so please use it to the best of your ability. If you guys need different materials or you find something that is either one, out of date, no one likes out of date information, or two, something that a resource that you guys need and there's enough of a demand for it, we'll make it happen. We always want to be the best and the best partners for you guys. And so, yeah, just please be communicative, let us know, and we'll do our best to make it happen.
Yeah, so if you ever need to reach out to us, again, you can reach out to us at the Ken Garf Esports email. Thank you all for joining us. We're really excited to start the season with you guys, and think it's going to be super fun to have our invitationals and the spring celebration. It's going to be hype.
Oh, yes. I know I high-fived a lot of you at the spring celebration last year, which I really appreciated. So if you guys see any of us in public or at universities or whatever, feel free to give us another high five. We love interacting with you guys. Again, this is for you. And so we're super excited, like Anson mentioned. I don't think the words and the video screen can express it enough, but we love making this more and more of a standard in Utah and constantly raising the ceiling. So we appreciate you guys. And just to mention, please, whenever you're communicating in the Kangaroo Esports Discord or through our email, please be school appropriate. I know Discord is a more lax, chill space, but please use your best manners. Obviously, friendly banter is okay, but as long as it's not disrupting or being any resemblance of cyberbullying or anything like that, please use your best judgment. But other than that, again, we love you guys. We can't wait for the season to start.
If you have any friends that have not attended today, we have streamed this to the YouTube. So please, when this goes down, share the link with anyone that's part of your club so that they can kind of go through and watch what it'll look like throughout the season. You need to reflect back and answer and look back at what the fall season and the spring season will look like. You can go to the YouTube video and see all of that.
One last note.
Yeah.
One last note. I don't know if all of you guys saw the poll in announcements about the hype video features, but the polls, I think it's going to end today or tomorrow, but the majority of you are interested in submitting a hype video to be featured by Kangaroo Esports. So we're going to work on our end to make sure that happens for this beginning part of the year. So we're excited to get that going for you, and you'll hear more in the announcements channel. So keep your eyes out when that goes live and that submission goes live, and we'll make sure to get that out to you guys.
With all that, if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to drop them now. We'll stick around until most of you all leave. So at this point, thanks for coming. You're free to go.
Cross, for your question about spring celebration playoffs and how many teams from each division are going to be able to qualify, it's going to be somewhat of an even amount. We do want to weight it and give everyone an equal opportunity. The only thing that might change is who's in each division based on registration numbers and stuff like that. So right now it is currently 1A, 4A, and independent schools, 5A, 6A, and middle school. So that's 3 different divisions. But based on our registration numbers for the fall and the end of the fall, those divisions might change. So there might be 3 divisions, but if it's kind of overpopulated and crowded, we might break it down into 4, 5, maybe 6 divisions. But we're going to try and use our best judgment. The goal is to keep a healthy competition. So we'll put out an announcement about that format as soon as we know. But just know it's not set in stone quite yet. We'll see about that, Saber. We'll see. That seems like an unfair matchup. I don't know if you just want a free win. Not free. Never mind. They could come out swinging. No, Joel P. James has been they've been a loyal Kangaroo Esports club, so we love them. No, yeah. I know how seeding works, but yeah, we just want to make the best experience possible.
All right, last chance for any questions before we close out.
No, only the schools will be inviting your advisors. And so if you're curious about which schools are invited to each invitational event, in the playbook, we have it broken down by district. So please refer to the playbook to see if your district is going to be invited to X regional event. So, yeah, not everyone is welcome. We do have capacity limits at the invitational events, and so only the schools invited will be able to participate and spectate. No. Saber, you cannot go to Weber if you're playing at Slick. If we invite you, then sure. But your school district isn't a part of the Weber Invitational. We wish we could have everybody. I think it would definitely make it more hype, but capacity makes that challenging. We will do our best to stream each invitational though. So you'll be able to see what the competition looks like.
Saber and Croft, I hope you weren't planning on ditching school to go to the invitationals here that you're not invited to.
Yeah, we promote good behavior on this side of the world. Going to school, good grades, getting your work done. Esports is a privilege. And again, this whole program is dedicated to giving you guys opportunities so that after high school, you guys can go into college or careers for esports, everything surrounding esports. So we'll do that on a case-by-case basis, Saber. I don't have knowledge of that from last year. I can't remember. I don't think I was a part of that discussion. But we'll definitely put that on a case-to-case basis. Because, again, we'd love to have as many people as we can there. But capacity does limit what we can do. Okay.
Great. Yeah, all right, everyone. This is going to conclude our student kickoff. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, y'all. I appreciate you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to DM any of us on Discord or anything like that. We try our best to be active like that, but keep doing